It is so funny, just like the degradation of this like already absurd official state propaganda. Because like, remember when we saw that video from like the war room of Obama and Clinton, like looking raptly at like a live feed of like, again, what was a totally contrived staged hit, and the way like everyone tried to give Obama credit for that, like he did anything other than just say like, oh yep, go ahead, let's kill some folks. Like the degradation now from that, which is already absurd, and like again. It was pretty nauseating because like a lot of, especially libs, just sucked him off for like finally, delivering on 9/11 or whatever.
Yeah.
To go from that to the Trump war room. Did you guys see that photo of him where it was just like the cords on the war room table looked like dog? It looked like Felix's house. Like honestly,
fuck off. I have so much better cord management than that. My cord management is like. It was like it's like they're trying to start an electrical fire. And like everything that photo owns because like no one's looking in the same direction.
Yeah. No, Trump's sitting there in one of his trademark baggy ass suits. Just sort of like,
it's an academic sweatsuit, basically.
Someone said like the general who's sitting next to him looks like they just like he was in his car ready to go home, and they were like, you got to come back and sit at this table for a second. And he's like, oh Christ. I'm trying to watch NCIS, But again, hilariously, the way Trump has now tried to play this off that like it's even bigger than Bin Laden. He had the caliphate.
He built an entire caliphate. Everyone knew who he was. And my favorite part of it, though, so he tries to big up Baghdadi as bigger than Bin Laden, and then he also backdoor tries to take credit for Bin Laden too by claiming. For about 20 minutes, just in an insane rant that would get you your dosage upped if you were at a nursing home, talks about how, before I was the first one who knew about Bin Laden. I warned people. I wrote a book a year before, and I said, hey, what about this Bin Laden guy? Not good. You got to do something. And then the World Trade Center happened. So apparently there is a reference in his book to, there's threats. We got to watch out for him. And he probably had seen 60 Minutes or something. So he's like, hey, what about this Bin Laden guy? But in his mind now, and what he's saying is that he was the only person who knew about Bin Laden. And the thing is, that's obviously not true. There'd been there'd been an attack on Afghanistan by Clinton to kill him when they also bombed the aspirin factory in Sudan. The coal bombing. People knew about Bin Laden. He was not a household name, but people knew him. And Trump has created a new world where he was the one guy, a real estate developer, who at that point he didn't even have The Apprentice. That he knew about Bin Laden and no one else did. And what I want to know, I want to remake the movie The Cell. Remember that movie with Vincent D'Onofrio and J-Lo?
Sure, yeah.
Where you go into the mind palace of someone. I want to, because you can't talk to him about this. You can't talk to him about anything and extract information. I want to get into The Cell and see a visual approximation of, in his mind, where he thinks he got this information, where he got the scoop on Bin Laden in 1998. I want to know what he thinks, where he thinks he got the information.
I was actually, in the 90s, I was a CIA agent with bipolar, and I actually had an affair with a very handsome soldier who looked like Damian Lewis. But together, we looked for Bin Laden. He'd been turned by Bin Laden. But I had bombed pussy and brought him back to America. But he was secretly Muslim, and I was the only one who knew. He just think... Actually, Trump doesn't even have the attention span to watch Homeland.
Oh, God, way too complicated.
No.
He fast forwards Bloodsport. That's on record.
I want to know, like, so you know how, like, The Rock found out because, like, some SEAL told him?
Yeah.
Who do you think, like, Trump told? Like, who do you think knew before the world?
That guy, Wayne Allen Root.
Yeah. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. That was he
was marching in front of his house with a fucking 2x4.
The guy who looks like Minecraft, Dan Bongino.
Banganino. Oh well, Hannity, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Trump called like who's
the My Pillow guy.
Just like all the 80s actors who are now like running Doom.
Antonio
Republic.
Sabato Jr.
Yeah, like he called like every former like Scott Baio. He called them on like Dean Cain. He just called them on unsecure
They all had
lines.
an impromptu like cigar party. They went out somebody's deck and it was Baio and Robert Davi and Sorbo and Ken Wall and Johnny Sack, and they're out there with their cigars. Hey, Baghdadi, hasta la vista, baby. Frank Stallone is there, of course.
Rotten hell, you
freaking drool.
It was probably like Yeah, no, I can see that so clearly. Like
They're fucking cranking Sinatra.
No, they're not doing Sinatra because those guys are like they've like convinced themselves that Baghdadi did 9/11 somehow, and they're like, this is a solemn day of celebration. Like,
So they're playing Have You Forgotten?
yeah, no, it's just that is sickening. Just imagine it, just solemnly eating room temperature prime rib. We're doing this for the soldiers. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Man, my
just
favorite-
like they're just they all have martinis that have grapes in them for some reason.
Well, I wanted to bring this up real quick. Matt, my favorite thing was like when you asked like how the fuck does Trump think that like he found out about bin Laden before anyone? And I saw someone reply to you on Twitter attempting to answer that question by telling you to read Molly Hemingway from the Federalist.
Yes, because what someone told me is that
Sincerely, this was not a joke.
someone said this during the run of the election, and every half-bright Trump person who feels like they need to justify standing for an obvious, addle pate, is, and I think it might have been Molly Hemingway, it might have been Serena Zito. Somebody said, you people in Washington, you take Trump literally, but not seriously. But us out here in the heartland, we take Trump seriously, but not literally. And they have glommed onto that as the catch-all to explain every time that it sounds like he's having a stroke. Every time that he just gets into he gets like locked into a circle and he just says the same sentence over and over again, where he just looks like he's stroking out. They say that, and when he talks about, bin Laden, this big guy, he's beautiful. Look at him, he was huge. Bin Laden, we loved how big he was. He was so strong and handsome. They go, typical lib. You don't get it. He's and basically what they're saying is that they dig what he does, and so they don't care what he says.
Yeah.
But they need some fucking way of making it sound like there's like a Straussian deep text that they can decode, and that you dumb libs can't.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
You can't really say there's subtext with Trump because there's barely primary text.
There's barely fucking verbs and nouns in the same fucking sentence.